Who needs a self-transformation assistant? Hi there, friends. My name is Alexander Sviash. I'm the author of 15 books on the technology of personality changes. The books have sold roughly 10 million copies. They've been translated into numerous languages. This site is the result of my work. Who would benefit from this site, which is called Self-Transformation Assistant? Most people who wish to change something in their lives would benefit. There are people who are content with everything and have no problems. As a result, they have no need of this site. Or there are people victims who consider that they ought to suffer and don't intend to change anything. They don't need this site either. This site would benefit people who wish to change something in themselves or in their lives. For example, you might be continually tormented by a feeling of guilt. You didn't help someone to do something, and now you're in a permanent state of guilt. Maybe you've already been in this state for decades. You're tired of self-flagellation, and you want to bring it to an end. Or you have a low self-image. You don't consider yourself worthy of love, attention, a good salary, a good job, or some other desirable thing. You want to change this. You're tired of feeling a complete non-entity. Perhaps you're living in a state of fear about the future or about certain events in the past, and this is poisoning your life. Someone has deceived you, cheated on you, betrayed you, or done something else bad to you, and now you live in the past. You're unable to forget it. The future is closed off to you. You need to remove these memories of past events. It's possible. Possibly, you're unable to control your emotional reactions. You live your life in permanent emotional turmoil. At one moment you're overjoyed, then you get overcome by anger or offense, then you feel joy again, and so on. On the one hand, your life is rich and full of sensations. On the other hand, you're fed up with such a life and you want to live more calmly. It's possible to do this. It's possible to learn how to control one's emotional reactions. Possibly you find your job a big strain. When you get home, certain thoughts swirl around endlessly in your head and you can't get rid of them. To calm yourself down, you drink a glass of wine or something stronger, and this has become a habit. You're already unable to live without it. You want to get off alcohol, but are unable to calm your mind without it. Is it possible to change the situation somehow? It is. It's possible to learn how to rid yourself of disturbing thoughts, of anxiety, of fears, of lack of self-confidence, without the help of alcohol, drugs, or other chemical means, but simply by changing something in yourself. This is something that can be done easily on this site. It's possible you have problems with people around you, problems with parents. You've been fighting with them for a long time over certain ideas which are very important to you. Perhaps your parents, from the best of motives, are trying to control you and you're demanding to be left in peace. This has already been dragging on for 10 or 20 years. It sometimes happens, believe it or not. On this site, you can solve your problems with your parents or other family members literally in several weeks. Possibly you have problems with your loved one or husband if you're a woman. He's not quite what you would want, and you'd like to improve him a bit, add some good qualities, and remove the qualities you don't like. For example, you want him to drink less or only look at you, devote more attention to the children, give you a hand in the house, earn more, and so on. You've been stubbornly explaining this to him for a long time, but he doesn't take any notice and doesn't want to change anything. Maybe this has long since provoked mutual reproaches, grievances, and conflicts, but the changes you want in your husband or partner haven't come about. Despite the complete absence of any result, you insist repeatedly on your expectations of him, and you're quite unable to extricate yourself from this closed circle. It's as if someone is forcing you into situations which provoke dissatisfaction or conflicts. Is it possible to change this? Is it possible to form harmonious relations with your partner or husband? It is, but to begin with, one of you needs to change him or herself. Of course, you want the other person to change, your partner, or your parents, or your boss who's giving you a hard time, or your subordinates who don't do anything and are unhappy with you, and so on. Bad news. You'll have to be the first to change. In which case, the harmonious relations with people around you, for which you've been striving for many years, will be realized as if of their own accord. But you have to start. This site will help you produce these changes in yourself. Maybe someone is holding up your career advancement, and you're quite unable to demand a higher salary for yourself or put yourself forward for promotion. What has to be changed? Do your bosses, who have no wish to increase your pay, have to be changed? Or is it you yourself who needs to be changed? Of course, it's you who needs to be changed. You need to develop self-confidence. You need to cultivate leadership qualities in yourself. The ability to stand up for your opinion. The ability to defend your interests. The ability to say no if someone is endlessly foisting work on you and you're unable to refuse. If you develop these qualities in yourself, your management will promote you with pleasure and you'll start earning more money. You can do all of this independently, without special training sessions or the help of specialists, over a period of 2 to 3 months. A great deal is possible, but you need to start acting. You need to start, not someone else. And you need to change yourself in the appropriate way. We provide the most effective current technology of inner changes. What else might this site be needed for? Maybe you started up your business, but problems arose with it and it collapsed. Now you're struggling to move on, fearing another failure. Possibly you had a successful business, but then it failed for unknown reasons, and now you can't even get back to your previous income level. What's stopping you? Your environment, circumstances, laws, taxes? No, because other people are succeeding in the same environment and with the same laws and taxes. They're managing to run a successful business, whereas you aren't. That means that there's something in you which is preventing you from achieving the desired result. You need to remove these internal brakes from within yourself, and then the situation will drastically improve. You need to work on yourself. You need to erase memories of past failures. Look at how realistic the goals you set yourself are. Assess whether you ascribe too much importance to the results. Whether you're able to feel glad about what you have today. Whether inwardly you're in conflict with yourself, and so on. That is, you need to work on yourself, and this site will help you to do it. You'll change something in yourself, and the desired success will follow as of its own accord. But in fact, it will be the result of the appropriate changes you've made in yourself. These are not the only aspects to consider. It's possible you've got a health problem. You go to doctors, get treated, take various fortifying preparations and pills, and undergo medical procedures. But this only helps for a time, and then the illness returns. Doctors make their diagnoses and decide on a treatment related to the illness in your body. But the cause of your illness might be the accumulation inside you of an enormous quantity of negative emotions. When you experience a negative emotion, it leaves a trace in your body in the form of an emotional block. And these blocks, if there are many of them, create problems with the normal functioning of your internal organs, which then becomes affected by illness. If you remove the emotional blocks from yourself, your illness will disappear on its own. Or, if the illness has reached an advanced stage, the internal blocking will disappear and the efforts of doctors will help you recover. An enormous number of illnesses arise merely because, emotionally, we react inappropriately to events happening to us or around us. Is it possible to remove traces of our negative emotions from ourselves so that our health and energy level can be restored without the help of doctors? So that when we're 40 to 50 years old, we're still cheerful, energetic, ready to take on new challenges, and don't feel we're broken, worn-out human beings? Yes, it's possible, but you'll need to work on yourself. This site does not aim to cure specific illnesses. It aims at the general improvement of the person, at the raising of his energy level, at the activation of his immune system. And your immune system will drive out the illness which was generated by your negative emotions. We don't treat you. We're not doctors. We won't give your sores technical names, as doctors are wont to do. We consider that a person who leads a correct way of life and doesn't become immersed in negative emotions will be healthy. We've had thousands of people who've got rid of numerous different illnesses merely by cleansing their bodies of the effects of former negative emotions and avoiding experiencing those emotions again. Of course, there are various complex illnesses which might be brought about by a multitude of different causes. For these illnesses, you need to consult doctors, of course. On this site, people who are able and ready to work on themselves can try and improve their health. That is, there are a huge number of situations which a person would like to escape from, which he finds unacceptable. He seeks help from doctors, psychologists, gurus, religion, and so on. We would recommend that you work on your problem independently. This site is for independent work, although we have a consultation center where our experts will help you work on the site in the correct manner. If you want to give it a try, we'll lead you through all the stages of the technology of personality self-transformation step by step. And if you do all this, you can expect excellent results. Many thousands of people have worked on their problems at this site and achieved excellent results. Your work at the site will be independent, at a time which is comfortable for you and at a tempo which is comfortable for you, anonymously. What's demanded of you so that you can start working at this site? That you have a desire to change something in yourself or in your life. You need to be ready to devote effort to it and to accept the position that you yourself have created your present problems. You yourself are ready to free yourself of them. Only you, the real master of your life. Today you, as creator, have fashioned your life in such a way that you do not have satisfactory relations with people who are important to you. Or you're not in a relationship, or you don't have good health, or you're dissatisfied with something in yourself. Possibly you're no good with money, bad at taking care of your health, etc. And you've brought all this about yourself. You need to recognize this fact. You yourself have chosen the job you don't like. No one's forced you into it at the barrel of a gun. You yourself decide to argue with your parents or someone else or yourself. You yourself have chosen to condemn yourself or other people. You yourself have chosen to be something you consider unsatisfactory. No one has compelled you to. You yourself have created such a life for yourself. Therefore, you should say now, yes, I myself have created such an unsatisfactory life. Now I want to change it. To do this, I need the tools. This site is a set of tools which will help you change something in yourself. And as soon as you change yourself, so the circumstances of your life will change, for the better, of course. You can enter the site and try doing some work there. You can do the first 2 hours free of charge. After that, you'll have to pay monthly to work in the site, but the charge is much lower than for a one-off visit to a psychologist or coach. If you're ready for a new life, then go for it. All the possibilities for creating a new life for yourself can be found on this site. If you just want to cry, complain, blame people around you, and remain in that state for a few more decades, no problem. That'll be your choice. You don't need this site. This site is only needed by people who are ready to make inner changes and invest the necessary effort. We'll always be glad to help you. It doesn't matter what kind of problems you come with, they're all resolved in the same way. Such is our apparently strange approach to them. On this site, you'll find materials which tell you about the theory of this approach. They're my books, and you'll find lots of videos which explain what precisely you have to do at each step and why. We wish you success on the path to inner transformation. No other technology in the world can be compared with the one developed on this site for its effectiveness and the ease of work. You're provided with the most effective present-day instrument for independent work on changing your reality. Make use of it. We work for you.